think I turned it down too much, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, hey, how's it going? I hope you guys are all having a good day. Sorry for the yawn. I got my first vaccine shot today. It's official. So if I happen to play poorly, we can blame it on my arm hurting. Do you sound good? Cool. I like this plan. But yeah. How am I feeling? I'm feeling good. Like, the only thing that really happened, other than my arm hurting, the only thing that really happened was, like, after, and this has happened to me with flu shots, so, like, I wasn't too concerned about it, but when I got the shot, my head felt a little strange. Like, I know they say to watch out for dizziness. I wasn't necessarily dizzy, but my brain felt strange in the way of where I could be like, oh yeah, this is doing something. But then after a few minutes, that went away. And again, that has happened to me with, like, previous flu shots, so I wasn't too concerned with that. Yeah, just, like, the quick of, like, the lightheaded of your brains being like, yo, something's up! Something's up, fam! And you're like, yeah, I know. So, yeah, I wasn't too concerned about that. Because, again, that happens to me after I get a flu shot. Or at least that happened to me last year when I got my flu shot. So, but yeah, other than that, my arm just kind of hurts. I mean, it hurts, but, like, you know, I'll take that. Basically, it's probably gonna hurt a lot tomorrow, and I had, like, made plans to, like, get some packing in because I am planning on moving soon, but I'm like, you know what, maybe my arm's gonna hurt so much that will be a Saturday activity instead of a Friday one. So I don't know. But yeah, new stuff in Genshin, y'all. New stuff in Genshin. So excited. I have been trying to be blind, so obviously I know a few things, right? I know a few things about the quest. Yeah, I hope it doesn't hurt too much either. We'll have to see. I'm sure it'll be fine. But let me pause the music because it's not playing this particular track, right? Okay. Let's hop into Genshin, shall we? Oh, by the way, so something happened in between the last time I played and this current Genshin session, which is I got Jean. I got Jean. So that happened. I was close to my pity on the standard banner. And so I was, like, a little bit anxious getting there because the last thing I got from the standard banner was a Skyward Pride weapon. So I was like, weapons are good because I have a lot of really built characters, so I wouldn't mind a weapon. Like, if I get a 5-star character, the only one I would build is Jean. And then I got Jean. So I can run a full Animo team, and I can finally run a full 5-star team. So, but they have no synergy. So, like, if we look in the game, my current team is all Animo, purely Animo. Which, by the way, for those who are struggling with the game content, don't do what I'm doing. I'm literally just doing this for fun. But it is full Animo, and then if I wanted to have a full 5-star team, I could put in my Animo Traveler.
There's still a long road ahead.
And then I will have my first 5-star team. I mean, I could do it before, but... Or if I wanted to do 5-star without Traveler, I could put in Albedo.
Understood.
But again, they don't have team synergy. I mean, like, you know, like, mechanically they can, but their elements, you know, they just don't mesh well. So for fun, I've just been running a full Animo team.
I can do it.
Also, let me know how the volume is. But yeah, so I have a few daily things I need to get done real quick. I was able to play a little bit of, oh, excuse me. Sorry, that was probably right in your ears. I was able to do a little bit of my commissions and some dailies, but I'm just going to do that a little bit before we hop into the story quest. Hope you guys don't mind. Go. Bye, bird. Have a good one. Also, that's the thing. So Jean is like one of my few characters that I am playing that is actually tall. So I get stuck on things that I didn't realize I could get stuck on. Anyway, hey. Could you help me? What's up? I need some warmth. It's too cold. Or some hot food might also be good. Too cold. I'll help you find a heat source. Might freeze any moment. Okay. There's gotta be, I think, a Celia's down here or something. Yeah, red Celia's. Getting close to makes you nice and warm. Okay, it says there's one here? Around this spot? But I don't know if I can find one here. I actually don't know where the Celia is here. Am I blind? Oh, it's up there! It's up there! Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. I was blind. It was hiding. It was. It was being very elusive. Go! Go! Eh. Can hopping maybe get near it and be warm? Because this is kind of cold. It looks kind of like it. Hey! Keep moving. There you go. So, what's up? A commission, what else? I've been at the camp all this time because of a rather tricky commission. But I didn't want to stay forever, so I was looking for something else to do. Chief Harris, or the chef, excuse me, was looking for someone to find some chilled meat up in the mountain. He said I just needed to find some small frozen boar, and that there was no need to go too far in the mountain. It sounded so straightforward I accepted the commission. I've been preparing myself, training myself slowly, acclimatizing myself to Dragonspine's environment. All so that I could finish the commission given to me by that alchemist lady. I didn't expect that I'd lose my way not long after I started my ascent. I'd get nearly frozen in the process. Couldn't have completed my commission. You seem to know this mountain. Could you trouble do me a favor? Need to find one serving of chilled meat. Okay. I'm pretty sure I already have chilled meat. Or do I have to actually go get the chilled meat? It's telling me to go get chilled meat. Fine. I miss Dragonspine music. It makes you go get it. Okay, good to know. Y'all, I miss Dragonspine so much. I love any excuse to come here. It's so good, I agree. Like, it's hard. It's a hard area. For sure. I mean, there were level 90 enemies there, and the highest your team can go is level 90, but here's the thing. If you build your characters good, you don't need to necessarily be at 90. Like, I beat Spiral Abyss with level 70 characters. Level 70 and 80 characters, I should say. So. Oh, I'm gonna have to... Oh! No! Oh no, I missed it! Okay, got it. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, we're gonna have to get out a pyro person. Bennett!
You want me on your team?
Yes, I do. Ow! No, come back! Okay, there we go. Chill me. Alright, thank you, Bennett, but I have a theme.
My experiment.
Alright. Also, the cute little Endora. I love the pets we get. Because previously in the event we got Sealies for pets, right? And it's cute, but Endora is great. Look at her. Endora, so good. I'm excited to see what else we'll get in the future. I just had a really silly image because I was like, what if we get like other like cute little mini bosses, right? So I imagined like a potted plant of like a pyro regispine just floating in the air. However, it's more likely that we can get small cubes of like the elements. Anyway, here's some chill meat, dude. A floating potted plant. It would be hilarious. Alright, take this as compensation. Thank you. Okay, so that does it for my commissions. I'll have to collect the rewards in a bit. And then I'm gonna just quickly grab some ore. Because I kinda... I highly suggest getting ore for weapons. Because you never know when you're gonna get a weapon that you're gonna need. Like, I don't have a lot of weapons. Oh, this is gonna... I don't have a lot of weapons. And there's like a few weapons that I really want, right? So,
Worthless.
I'm waiting for the day when I get them. Like sacrificial, like the sacrificial sword. I don't have it, so I'm hoping I get it soon though. I also hope I just get some duplicate weapons of some stuff, like the Favonius sword. I would love a duplicate Favonius sword. It would be so good, man. There's a quest. Because, like, I only have one Favonius sword that's on Bennett, and I would love to get one on like, Jean or something.
Time for takeoff.
I swear by my sword.
Enhanced cannon will... Brace yourselves.
I didn't mean to shoot over there, but it's fine.
Stand clear.
Evil conquering. Here. Worthless. Here.
Oh, yes! Oh, worth it. Got an artifact out of that. Heck yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. How are you guys doing? How's your day going? I hope you guys are having at least a decent day. It's better than a bad day. Going all right? Good. Good to hear. Sorry, we're breaking rocks the dumb way. Not the dumb way, but the hard way. It's just when you want to just do something that is kind of dumb, like running a full Animo team, you kind of just want to commit to it. I could get an artifact from you, but I don't want to waste too much time. Excuse you, I said I didn't want to waste too much time. Commit to the bit? Oh, I will, for sure. I gotta commit to the bit. Because, like, for those who don't know, this game is all about team synergy and elemental synergy. Like, using opposing elements to do a lot of damage or to create scenarios where you can do a ton of damage or crowd control, right? So running a team of all the same element isn't necessarily the best idea. However, fun fact, if you run a full team of the same element and complete a domain, or if you want to do it the easy way, do one chamber of Spiral Abyss, just do floor 1, chamber 1, you get an achievement, actually. Where are my ores? Oh, they're all along here. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Yeah. Bro, I have gotten so many achievements. Like, let's look at this. 239. And I still gotta get a few more. That's one reason why I want to do the hangouts, because I get 20 Primo Gems from this, which is amazing. Okay, where are the rocks? There they are. Am I really not? Okay. Yeah, so for Spiral Abyss, it counts each floor, or each chamber, I should say, as a domain. So if you ever, in your battle pass, it says, you know, do the domain like 20 or so times. If you don't want to do a domain and you just want to get that quickly, just do some of the earlier floors of Spiral Abyss. You'll be able to pass that in like just a few minutes, because the early floors, well, if you're endgame, I should say, early floors are very easy. Hello. Oh, that's also something that has changed that I don't know if it, like, I forget when exactly it happened. But for those who don't know, I actually finally beat Spiral Abyss. I did the thing. And then in the newest one, or like when it refreshed, I was actually able to beat it again. And I wasn't like much sooner than I did the first time. So it's cool. Soon that'll be a regular thing. Yee. Yeah, I encourage everyone to do Spiral Abyss. Cause just solely for the rewards. Like, I haven't gotten 3 stars on all the floors, but I don't need to. Like, I could I could try if I really wanted to, but I'm just right now content on the fact that I did it at all. So, man, there's a lot of rocks here. Holy cow. As we get ore the weird way, instead of using a claymore character, we'll just plunge attack. Ah! No! Ah. Who needs a claymore when you can just plunge attack? We gotta do this weird way. Okay. There we go. One didn't fall there, did it? I hope not. Is it worth it getting that rock? I don't know, man. Well, might as well. That happened to me. One fell away down to the bottom. Oh no. Oh no. I don't really see one, so I think it's okay. Hopefully that Eye of the Storm will not see me, because if he does, this'll be a problem. Well, frick. Listen, I don't want to fight you, sir, because I'm full animo. I'm just going to take this and leave you be. I hope you have a good day, sir. Bye! I'm running. Yeah. The Animo team can basically deal with anything except Eye of the Storms. In which case, run and pray. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was watching a video. Speaking of run and pray, I watched this video. This isn't my joke, but in that video, someone made I don't know if it was a joke or a phrase. Well, anyway, it's a phrase because it was a joke, where someone said, "Remember, everybody, yeet, pray, dab." So remember, everybody, yeet, pray, dab. Go forth in life with yeet, pray, dab. I'll get that one later. Oh, that wasn't even the rock I needed. Wow, okay. Apparently these rocks were just here this whole time. I don't want to deal with you. Oh, the rocks are back here. I guess I'm gonna have to deal with
Time
you.
for takeoff.
So many
Brace
rocks.
yourself.
I wasn't expecting there to be so many rocks in this area, to be honest.
Stand clear.
I just realized I could do the joke. Alright. Yeet! Pray! Dab. That wasn't as funny as I thought it would be. Oh gosh. Alright, for this, just because it's so flat, we'll bring out a claymore. Holy cow, sitting on your health. Alright, and with that, that should be all my dailies for now. I know the commission starts near the Adventurers Guild, so I'll collect, like, my rewards there. But it's time. Let's get this quest started. Healer? Later. Okay, so I don't know much about this quest. Like, I've seen stuff, right? But I don't know much about this quest. And a lot of people I saw were like, this changes everything. I'm like, does it? So I'm interested to see how that works. I should... Okay, I got food. Hold on. We'll do that. Do I have... That's my most healing food. I want to make just a few more eggs. But there's Ganyu up there, where the quest starts, so... I'm just gonna make a few more eggs. Do you have less? Because here's the thing, I don't really use food. I have a lot of healers, so I haven't necessarily like relied on food. And plus doing Spiral Abyss has made me like not use my NRE as much. So I just have gotten in the habit of not cooking because I just haven't really used food items. Why did I say manually? Wow, I got two. Food items is like the one thing that I haven't really made a lot of because, again, I kind of have grown out of that need. Like, I still use it, but like, not a lot. Alright. Okay. I don't know what to expect. Again, I know some things because it was teased in the trailer and it's hard to go. It's been out for like a week.
It's time to move on. We shouldn't stay here.
All right, you're right, Jean. It's time to move on. Let's do it.
Oh, yes, yes. They have the audacity to go after anything. The 7 dragons, gods. No ancient artifact that relates can escape their greedy ambitions. Still, this time is different. Who do they think they are, going after the Abyss Order's treasures? Oh, Traveler, it's you.
Hi. Huh? Ganyu, what are you doing here with Lan? Do you have a commission you need to post?
Hello.
Oh, I forgot. Anyway.
We were just discussing the treasure hoarders.
Yes. We were just saying how even the audacious treasure hoarders should know better than to mess with the Abyss. It's just too evil.
But we recently received intel from the Ministry of Civil Affairs that 2 big-time treasure hoarders in Liyue and Mondstadt are planning some big joint operation.
2 big-time treasure hoarders?
Yes. They're known as Big Sis of the South and Raptor of the North.
Oh, Raptor! Paimon remembers he tried to run away from Amber and Mondstadt. But who is Big Sis of the South?
Is she the boss the treasure hoarders refer to?
You already know something then. I guess you must have crossed paths with the treasure hoarders many times before.
Every day on my artifact route.
You are correct. She's the head of the treasure hoarders in Liyue. As I understand it, the treasure hoarders all call her boss. Some say that the god of thieves even bestowed a gift upon her for her exploits, making her big sis of the gods. But that's probably just a wild rumor.
I mean, so here's my thought. Like, God of the Thieves, like, makes me wonder, is it actually God? Or is it, like, just that they really revere her, that they want her to become a god? Does that make sense? I don't know. We're just scratching the surface on this, probably.
Anyway, the treasure hoarders discovered some previously unexplored ruins that the Abyss Order has been secretly guarding in the shadows. Despite how dangerous that makes it, all the treasure hoarders can think about is what kinds of treasure could be inside. They have already devised a plan. They will send out a decoy to divert the Abyss Order's forces away from the ruins, then send an expert thief inside to steal the treasure.
To this end, Big Sis and Raptor have reportedly recruited a certain Grand Thief from Fontaine.
Oh my gosh, we're getting Fontaine stuff! Y'all, I'm so interested in Fontaine. Like, because, well, here, Grand Thief from Fontaine, right? But then we had like a camera quest where our camera was like super weird, and that was from Fontaine. And then the Lockfolk, the like Endora, the little pet with me, is from Fontaine as well. And it seems like people don't like the Hydro Archon there. So like, I know there's a bunch of other regions that are going to come before Fontaine. And not only that, but in the teaser trailer for Fontaine, it seemed very theatrical. Anyway, I'm just excited for Fontaine. It'll be here in like, what, 5 years?
Grand Thief? That's quite an impressive sounding title.
Oh, indeed. He is an extraordinary individual. The Grand Thief is highly respected in the treasure hoarders, in the same way that we adventurers look up to great adventurers.
So much lore droppage. Just subtly putting down lore stuff. Some of Hoyo's like, hey, I know you guys are bored with the content, but please don't leave! Just like Alice, Clee's mom, who's kind of done some things.
Ah, so you're familiar with the author of the Tevat Travel Guide, then? Correct. The Grand Thief is someone as renowned as her. So, despite being relative big-timers in Liyue and Mondstadt, Big Sis and Raptor had to put in a lot of work to convince a thief of his status to come and personally oversee this operation.
With the major changes in Liyue recently, the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the Millelith already have their hands full. They don't have any time to investigate rumors about treasure hoarder activity. But anything related to the Abyss makes me feel like there is some unknown danger lurking beneath the surface. So I decided to come to the Adventurers Guild to post a commission.
Well, I understand the dangers of the Abyss.
Leave this commission to us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good to see this in the hands of a reliable guild member. Well then, good luck. The guild will take care of the details of this commission.
Okay. You were excited to see this with Lamine? Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Add Astra.
Alright, but before we head out, give me my commissions.
Add Astra.
And then let's do expeditions real quick. This should only take like, what, a minute or so? Yeah, Shangling, there you are. Okay. Just want to see the differences? Heck yeah! Where am I going? Where am I going? All the way up here? Oh. How fun. Fun, fun, fun. Over here. Oh, I'm low on stamina. You can make it, Jean. You can make it. Alright. Frog! Okay. Explore Call to the Abyss. Ominous temptations of the Abyss lure the brave and foolish alike. No matter the fate has brought you hither, know that a new thread of fate is already being woven. Okay, so we need cryo for this? Huh. You def want cryo? Okay, good to know. Well, I guess we can bring in these guys. Well, I love Venti though. I was gonna think of switching him out with Albedo because of these two. Because one of my favorite teams to take in Spiral Abyss is actually this group right here. I love Venti too much, and I just got him. And I got him luckily, so...
Give me a moment to compose myself.
Yeah, no, so this team comp... Well, maybe I could show it off. This team comp is really good, because Fischl can throw down Oz, and then get off the field and do continuous damage, right? Diona's Burst, when it's planted, does continuous cryo damage, so she can damage people while she's off the field. Albedo's field, whenever damage is done, it triggers his... Whenever he uses Isotoma, when damage is done, it can trigger his damage. So you basically already have two people off the field doing damage, and then you have your main DPS. Ideally, this would be good for like a physical DPS, like Xinyan. Like, Xinyan is great with that, but yeah. It's a great team comp. Maybe I'll show it off. Just know that Venti's in my heart.
There are signs of treasure hoarder activity here. They must have come to these ruins.
Okay.
Let's go deeper inside. Paimon sure hopes Ganyu's information is reliable.
I mean, I would hope so. Ganyu is very good at that. Okay, so I've heard that there's actually 10 chests in this area. So, I'm gonna keep my eye out.
There aren't many guards here. Looks like their plan to draw away the Abyss Order's forces really worked.
Chest. Okay, let's take care of these guys.
Live!
Ice Oz, repeat, shaken and stirred.
Okay, not yet.
Boring!
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. Oh, you're almost dead. Okay, that's one. I might miss a few, but I'm gonna try my best to get them all. Yo, I'm really liking the aesthetic of this dungeon a lot.
More signs that a treasure hoarder was here. This should be the right direction. But
Bubbles!
does it feel stranger and stranger as we make it deeper into these ruins?
So they did the Windbloom Festival to prepare for this. I see.
Be careful now. Paimon's right behind you.
Getting all these food items is nice. Hello? Ah! It's okay, I could just... Oh, Albedo, 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 Albedo. Thank you. Cool. I'm not gonna risk that. Let's just chill. I did get stuck. Got stuck for a hot minute. Mm-hmm. I wonder what caused these spikes. 'Cause it certainly doesn't seem natural. Oh, that's blood.
This looks like a person.
Yeah, that was blood. Also, this person is so I guess I'll just talk about this right now because I don't want to derail what's gonna happen afterwards. I guess that person was in Hoot House trailer, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's the same model. Anyway,
Could it be the Grand Thief?
maybe, but maybe we could talk about this as you're going on here.
Why is he in that position? Is he praying to something?
Hmm.
That's...
Statue of the Seven?
Why is the Statue of the Seven hanging upside down? And the statue's hands... Paimon remembers they're normally holding an orb, right?
I mean, Venti's is... Well, I guess Zhongli's does hold an orb, too, of some sort, a cube.
But this statue is holding... What is that?
Also, my question is, why is this statue in Liyue?
Paimon has a really bad feeling about this.
I mean, the blood was an indication, Paimon.
And the Grand Thief hasn't moved an inch. Do you think he's... Hello? Are you okay, mister?
There's no reaction or any sign of breathing.
He's dead. Paimon doesn't feel so good.
How did he die?
Let's get out of here, and fast! We should report back to Ganyu and Lan.
Okay.
Now what? We can't stay here! Quick, run!
Okay, I am taking damage, but yeah, this guy was totally in, Hu Tao's thing. Okay, this I know. Let's not touch the next platform. We'll go to the next one. And then we can wait, and then let's not touch the next platform. Okay, 3. Okay, and then he's smarty. Listen, the only way I found that out was from seeing 2 streams of this. There was a streamer I regularly watch, and it just so happened when I came into his stream, I saw him going through this part and noticed that the platforms don't only disappear when you touch them. So I probably would have totally messed this up if I had not seen that, though. So I did cheat a little bit. Oh, I did accidentally touch that. See, I'm going to fall anyway. Everyone falls here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Jump! But yeah, so that's the trick to that I noticed. Make it, Albedo. Okay. When that platform glowed, I was like, oh, it registered me touching it. Okay. Woo! Close one. Oh, so many chests. Guys, when you have 100% exploration, you don't get to see a lot of chests. I did it! Thank you! There he is. There he is. The monster that got teased. There he is. Yes. So, this is another thing I know about this. A voice actor I super respect voices this thing above in front of me. The voice actor is Kellen Goff. He has done voices that everyone probably knows him as Funtime Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's. But he's also done things like Fiddlesticks in League of Legends, the Bloaters in The Last of Us, overhaul
What
in
of
My
you?
Hero Academia.
How about a quick break
he's-
so I can sketch this
He played a
beautiful
character.
scenery?
He played a character in Attack on Titan, like the newest season. I don't know Attack on Titan though. But yeah. So when I found out that he was this thing in front of me, I kind of freaked out. So I'm so excited and scared. Anyway, back to the story.
You cannot spy on the secrets of the Abyss. You have come here. You have seen our secrets. For this, you must pay the price.
Bro, I feel like I didn't even say anything. But now that you're saying it's a secret, now I know it's a big deal, sir.
As a herald, I will mete out your punishment.
An Abyss Herald?
The monster we were tracking with Dane.
Dainsleif. Oh, I thought you were just a couple of pests that stumbled in here by mistake. So, you are with Dainsleif, that constant annoyance in our affairs. Did he send you here to die? His resistance against the Abyss has gone nowhere for a long time. There is nothing you can do to change the tide.
And yet it seems like he's still trying.
The Abyss is unstoppable.
Maybe.
This power?
Oh, I can fight!
A floor. Careful, please don't get cocky.
Oh, hello, sir. Ow. Excuse you. Let me hop around you a bit. Hello! It's so good to see you. Oh, look at you. Look at you go. Oh, look at you. Oh, you're so wonderful and beautiful. Do it again. Oh, that was so lovely. You did damage to me. I like how Paimon's like, don't get cocky. And here I am, basically baby talking him. Okay.
Oh, it's revealed. Ugh. Shaken and stirred.
Witness my great undertaking.
Oh, come on. Oh, you do it twice. That's fancy. Oh, dang it.
This power, it seems familiar. I see. So it's you. You are the one. In that case, I shall stay here no longer.
What a tough battle. Are you okay?
Yeah. I wish it went on longer, though.
Oh, such a strong enemy. Who knew the Abyss Order had monsters this powerful among them?
But it seemed to know me.
Huh? What is it? What are you thinking about?
Oh, let's get out of here.
Oh, right, yeah. We're near the exit now. Let's get out of this scary place before something even more dangerous shows up.
Wait! Wait! But that was a spot at the end. No! Wait!
So, we meet again. A little sooner than I had expected.
Hello, handsome. I mean... Hey, Dainsleif.
Hey, it's Dane!
Judging by your expression, it seems you just experienced something quite strange. Could it be that you encountered an Abyss Herald in those ruins?
Yeah. How did you know? First of all. Second of all, how you doing?
Huh? How did you know that?
I've been on the Abyss Herald's trail. I didn't expect to find you here as well.
Actually, the Abyss Herald wasn't all we encountered. About the strange statue and the deceased
An
thief.
inverted statue of the Seven, holding abyssal power in its hands. No, I have never seen such a thing during my time fighting the Abyss, though I have had my suspicions. Tell me the rest of what happened in there. So you escaped the ruin depths filled with abyssal power, and then?
And then, as we got close to the exit, an Abyss Herald suddenly appeared and blocked our way! We fought a big battle with that thing. Maybe it hasn't gotten too far yet.
Yes, this is a rare opportunity indeed. Come, let's catch up to it.
Oh, wait, I thought I was the one who commissioned you.
Let's go! A rare
Wait.
opportunity? With Dane helping out, maybe we'll be able to solve more mysteries about the Abyss.
Maybe. Back to my Animo team. A herald without adherence. Okay. Da 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 da. Oh wait, no, it has. Interesting. Well, I probably shouldn't have an Animo only team. You know, maybe I should rock this team for a while. Considering that we're probably going to be fighting a lot of things here. Oh, I'm frozen. Rude.
Scratch! Look at you!
Moment of birth. Lament. Here.
Oh, okay.
Those Abyss mages just now. Were they trying to ambush us?
Maybe?
No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards looking for something of value.
Holy moly. Listen, I'm telling you, this team comp is great.
Oh, is that so? The Traveler here seems to like doing that a lot too. Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits, you know, that kind of stuff.
Listen, I grind ruin guards to get artifacts, man. Anyway, they probably weren't looking for stuff like that. They were probably looking for artifacts. No, I'm kidding.
They wouldn't be searching for such ordinary objects. In fact, I was nearby investigating precisely because abyss mages often come out from that ruin to explore. They seem to be searching the remains of ruin guards for a certain valuable object to take back to the ruins. However, they look disappointed, so it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just now and ask what they were up to?
Yeah, Diluc's done that before.
I certainly don't mean to be merciful towards these monsters of the abyss, but I have a feeling that their plan with this object is of major importance to the entire Abyss Order. One cannot discover the truth behind it through interrogation. Or rather, these Abyss mages likely fear something else, much more than they do a painful interrogation.
Something related to what we saw in the ruins.
Paimon is getting goosebumps thinking about all this.
All right, we shouldn't waste too much time here. Let's continue our search.
Okay. Look for traces of the Abyss Order. Okay. Oh, just over there? Well, might as well walk. As Indora just pops a bunch of bubbles. Is there a ruin guard around here? Mayhaps one that could give me an artifact? No. I'm so low on artifacts. I'm so low on artifacts. I'm so low on artifacts. I'm so low. Oh, okay.
Live!
Shadow Raven, Let Night.
Oh, that ruin guard's away. Or ruin hunter, I should say.
Feel this ancient power. Yeah.
Ow, let's get into the circle.
Evil conquering. Worthless. Worthless. Witness my great undertaking.
Oh, there you are.
Diana,
Hey, you.
Moments of burn.
This isn't the smartest thing to do, but it's fine. Hey, you.
Burst forth.
Shadow Raven, shake his ass! Wow! Besides the Abyss Order, Ruin Guards sure are active around here.
Mm-hmm.
Seems wherever we find an Abyss Mage hideout, there's often a bunch of Ruin Guards roaming around too. Is that just a coincidence? Or...
There are no coincidences, just like your
What?
appearance in that tavern. Time is just waiting for those seeds to sprout.
Whoops. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure else could tell what that was. Basically, Dainsleep was probably just trying to say something very profound, was just basically saying there are no coincidences when it comes to the Abyss Order. Or fate, or destiny, or something like that. Anyway, I only heard about you by chance.
Forget it. Just some needless musings.
Uh-huh.
The connection between the Abyss Order and the Ruin Guards is by no means incidental. Rather, they are both branches that have grown out and up from the same roots below.
branches? Roots? What do you mean exactly?
Both originate from an ancient nation that was destroyed 500 years ago. Khaenri'ah.
Oh, that's how it's said? Oh, okay. I have been dying for Khaenri'ah lore. I've been dying for Khaenri'ah lore. Listen, I've talked about it in past streams, that I am so fascinated with Khaenri'ah. Like, y'all, I've been so fascinated with Khaenri'ah. The main reason I was super excited with Albedo is because I found out that he has some vague connections to Khaenri'ah, mainly just because of the alchemic methods he used are from someone from Khaenri'ah. I've wanted this for so long. Please, Dainsleif, please give me that lore while your nose shader flip curse back and forth.
Huh? Khaenri'ah? Really? The Abyss Order and Ruin Guards are left over from after the destruction of that nation? Oh, speaking of Khaenri'ah, that's really a super ancient name. Oh, right. As your guide, Paimon should explain a bit here. A long time ago, the nation of Khaenri'ah was...
And know about Khaenri'ah?
Huh?
You have memories of Khaenri'ah? Lumine, I have been playing as you for almost 600 hours in this game, and you failed to tell me that you have Khaenri'ah lore just jangling in that brain of yours? I have played this game for so long, and you have kept this secret from me? Lumine, I thought we were friends. She's the main character. Lumine. I'm mostly teasing, but oh my gosh.
You have memories of being there. But that nation was destroyed 500 years ago.
Is that so? Well, everyone has their secrets. You did not pry into mine, so I shall not pry into yours.
This is gonna be a thing where, like, we're gonna just be happy-go-lucky, and then as we go on our adventures, we might see someone who is from those times, and who is like, you! Screw you! And then we're gonna have to face whatever the frick reason why we have memories back then. It's gonna be one of those things, isn't it? It's gonna come back to haunt us. This guy looks like he's from Three Houses. Dainsleif, and I love him, and also I haven't played Three Houses, so he is not that character to me. He is Dainsleif. Also, hello and welcome.
But if you would like to tell me, I will listen.
Yes!
So, the Khaenri'ah you saw, what was it like?
Huh. Can't hide it from him any longer. Dane and Khaenri'ah, it's worth a shot. The person who woke me up in that sea of flames. Oh, I'm guessing, like... I wonder if this all just leads to the same thing. Dane and Khaenri'ah, it's worth a shot. The Sea of Flames they saw 500 years ago isn't the god they encountered.
So that's the complete story, huh? Paimon thought that you ran into that unknown god first.
Kind of sad I didn't pick the female Tress. I like her design better than the male one. See, I typically pick the female characters, right? But this is the one where after I have like Lumine for a very long time, right? And I'm like, man, I kind of wish I picked the male Traveler. They're both really good, but at this point I'm like, I kind of wish I picked the male Traveler. But there are some moments where I am glad I picked Lumine. I go back and forth, but yeah.
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your brother from within that meteorite.
It seems your brother woke up first. But the question is, how long before you?
That is a good question. Especially if we were woken up twice, you know? Like woken up before when Conria stuff happened and then fell asleep again. Somehow. And then woke up now. Or consider we came to this world during the whole stuff of Conria, right? And then our sibling got sent to the current time, and then we technically got woken up later. However, like, it wasn't, I don't know. In my brain, maybe it's like one of those, like, we were woken up by our sibling, but it wasn't actually our sibling. It was like, we felt like it was our sibling. I don't know. Anyway.
And then your brother told you that the destruction of Conria plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two should leave this world called Tevat?
Okay, scratch what I just said. So, brother told us about Conria, and that we needed to leave.
The destruction of Conria? He said that?
That's what I heard at the time. Okay.
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from 500 years ago. It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during that period.
Huh. So your brother must have understood this world better than you did, because he woke up first.
And it was shortly after that that you encountered an unknown god who blocked your path, so you couldn't escape.
Okay, so yeah, that was all before the first cutscene of the game. Okay, got it.
Oh, Paimon knows this part really well.
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another world, you didn't know anything about Conria. But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Tevat, you are able to guess that the war you witnessed all those years ago must be the war that ended Conria. Am I right?
Ah, if that's the case, you must have been flipping through all sorts of books during our adventure these past few months.
Or Google and the Genshin wiki. Those are good sources. But yes, I have been collecting like a lot of books. I got the achievement for it too.
Before going to Mondstadt, you had just looked at some vague materials. Later, we managed to gather a whole bunch of old books from all around Mondstadt and Liyue, but you told Paimon they were useless. So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Conria so you could find your brother?
It's the second most promising lead after looking for the 7.
Oh, yeah. You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500 years ago?
I probably know more about Conria than both of you. Conria was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died or abandoned them, but because it never had a god to begin with. It was a powerful nation, built purely by humans. An unprecedented, flourishing, and glorious civilization. It was the pride of humankind.
A nation without a god?
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed by gods.
You mean that...
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world and brought desolation to Conria. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed, like a weed removed from the garden of the gods.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
That's horrible.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits.
The next time I see Venti or Zhongli, we can ask them.
Let's keep moving. I will tell you more of what you want to know as we continue our search.
Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Tell us what you know, guys. So I have theories right now, right? And again, it's just theories because I don't have the whole story, right? So, Conria, nation without gods, right? That kind of explains, because, I mean, it's heavily implied that Dainsleif is from Conria, right? Like we can all agree on that, right? Dainsleif doesn't have a vision, so Conria without is a place where people didn't have visions because they didn't need them, right? So that's my theory on that. Second most interesting thing is that with the gods, you know, taking part in the war, I don't know. Well, in my opinion, as I'm gonna get rocks, I don't know if it was entirely voluntary, if that makes sense. I guess it's kind of a crack theory, but I've had a theory for a while that Celestia is not what it seems. I basically think that it's more corrupted than we're made to believe, right? And the reason I say that is just because of, like, some... I don't know if I can explain this, but basically, Venti is all about freedom and stuff, right? And that can be attributed to his past of, like, that fact that he was in a war and that people were, like, entrapped and didn't really have freedom because they had a very controlling god or whatever, right? And then Zhongli really honors contracts, and he's been through a lot. And then the Electro Archon, currently, as far as we know right now, seems to be taking away visions of that area. So what I'm thinking is, maybe what if the reason that Venti is so, like, all about freedom is because he doesn't necessarily have freedom when it comes to certain things. Zhongli's all about contracts, so he honors a contract no matter what. And then the Electro Archon is taking away people's visions or hoarding them because she doesn't want people to ascend to godhood, to ascend to Celestia, right? So, my current theory is that there's something up with Celestia. And also, this goes back to the fact that, like...
Over there! It's more
I'm gonna talk real quick.
Abyss mages.
It also goes back to the fact that a lot of the Gnosises are based on, like, chess pieces, right? Chess pieces don't necessarily move on their own. So I'm wondering if someone in Celestia can, like, control the Archons or, like, order them to do stuff. Anyway, theories.
Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria. So, did Conria have a lot of ruins that needed to be guarded?
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. No one called them that 500 years ago.
I'm so scared that lightning is going to strike us while we're in a cutscene.
These Ruin Guards were known as field tillers by
What?
the people of Conria.
What? They were field tillers? Well, actually, the spinning move makes sense. They could till a field by spinning super fast.
Field tillers? What a strange name.
Definitely haven't paid attention to the story. Most of that went over my head. I highly recommend looking into the story because this game surprisingly has a deep story. Like, I know on the surface it's cheery, but there's a lot of intricate details going on in the background. Anyway, what's with the lethal weapons?
It's not like you think. Field Tiller was just a code name. The people of Conria like to give code names to their weapons.
Oh, interesting.
The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood. This is how the Field Tiller came about.
Okay, don't look at the lightning in the background.
Fought for with steel and blood? Well, that's an interesting way of understanding tilling. Paimon doesn't think it's a very positive interpretation.
After the destruction of Conria, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Tevat, perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time. They found their way to various ruins across the land, where they lie dormant.
That
Oh.
sounds so sad.
I thought that lightning was close anyway. Wandering aimlessly for 500 years.
Once you understand more, those details won't mean much to you.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose. So destroy them all.
Oh gosh, that lightning's right there, Dainsleif.
Coming to be.
Well, that pyro guy's gonna be down in a bit.
Think you can both look at you, Booth.
Useless.
Oh gosh, there's so much going on. I'm having lag issues.
My great undertaking. Lament. Tear. Tear. Tear.
Oh, awkward. This is awkward. Don't mind me as I just am suspended in midair during a plunge attack. It's fine.
Reveal thyself.
Sounds like me in an anime convention. Wondering.
This abyss maze dropped a talisman. Could it be a communication of some kind?
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why would an Abyss Mage be carrying it? Perhaps it really does contain information about their operation.
But Paimon can't read the writing on it. Is that the script of Conria?
Engulf the faith of the enemy in flame, and bring glory to His Highness the Prince.
What? Is that what it says?
Loom of Fate initial operation. They, the Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. The keyword here is Loom of Fate. It seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather, are still conducting preliminary tests.
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate-weaving machine?
Is it related to the inverted statue?
From the horrible feeling Paimon's been getting, those eerie ruins are super likely to be related to this fate-weaving operation. So, Dane, what message does this talisman contain?
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation. But some parts are difficult to understand.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osile, Overlord of the Vortex.
Wait, that thing that we fought in the water with all the water monster?
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean?
But we smashed it with a literal building. We literally smashed it.
What do they want with Osile?
Could it be the same with Dvalin?
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the Storm Terror incident. Though you may not have been aware of it at the time, you were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Ah. Good on me then, I guess. Question mark?
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher and higher. Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osile, just as they did Dvalin?
No. From the contents of the talisman, this operation goes one step further. They won't just corrupt Osile's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osile's body.
Is that even possible? So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
Cybernetic squid god. Don't touch my water, Greasy. I mean, how are they gonna corrupt... Well, I was about to say, how are they gonna corrupt water? But then we literally just had a quest where water was becoming bitter because of the Oceanid. Because of Rodea, so... I guess it's possible. Anyway, the nicknames are getting longer.
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Kanria. Though, of course, the accuracy of that understanding itself is difficult to judge. Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Kanria. Despite being far from human, they seek out this lost human civilization quite persistently. The talisman's message states that they will use the defiled statue as a base, attaching Osial's limbs to construct a mechanized god, and the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the Statue of the Seven is the eye of the very first field tiller.
The eye of the very first field tiller? Oh, Paimon gets it! All those Abyss mages are looking for the special eye, right?
It would seem so.
Well, they haven't found it yet, I think. We still have time.
This whole thing keeps getting more complicated. But basically, it all has to do with that eerie statue of the Seven we saw, right?
Yes. According to the talisman, the eye should be placed in the hands of the defiled statue, thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Celestia.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure isn't holding back with this plan. Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information about the statue as the starting point for our investigation?
It looked like the animal archon.
Yeah, that tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway. Let's go to the cathedral first and ask around. Maybe we'll learn something.
That dude's too hard to track down? Okay.
The cathedral.
Huh? What's the matter, Dane?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
Do you not want to go? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Ready for a rehearsal?
Guys, I found Venti. I found Venti. Don't worry. We can just ask him right now. Oh, if only it was that simple. Just allows him to call him Dane. It's true. He doesn't seem fazed by it, to be honest. Oh gosh, it's almost been a half an hour. Y'all mind if we take like a quick 5-minute break? Because I really gotta stretch. Stand up and stretch. Gotta move my frickin' arm and whatnot. Sound okay? We can just chill here on this bench while we take a quick break, I think. 5-minute break? Something? Yeah. Just because yeah, I do want to try to be better about, you know, stopping at around an hour. And I didn't realize how long this had been going. Yeah, I gotta move my bones. Gotta move this arm that is like that has been injected with the needle. Anyway, so let's take a quick break. Okay? Alright. We'll be right back in about 5 or 10 minutes. Stretch your legs, get some water, use the restroom, do what you gotta do, and we will continue the quest when we come back. Okay? Cool. Be right back.
thick and thin, this friendship, it was built to last. Here we swore that we'd be true to bonds that were forged in our past. Snowflakes falling on your face, a cold wind blows away the laughter from this treasured place, but in our memories it stays. This is where we say farewell, and the wind, it feels a little colder now. Here times run out like a spell, but laughter's however, this is where we saw it through. Thick and thin, this friendship, it was built to last. Here we swore that we'd be true to bonds that were forged in our past. This is where the snow falls now, cold and hard, and yet it melts upon my brow. Something keeps me warm inside. Some dream keeps me going through the night. Some dream keeps me going through the night.
I'm back. I didn't know about this Kirby cover before, but it somehow completes me. Yo, okay. So the artists I'm listening to are the Consoles. The previous song said it was by Sapphire, but it was by Sapphire and the Consoles. The Consoles just basically just do jazz covers of a bunch of video game stuff, and they are so solid. I highly recommend checking them out. I don't know if Sapphire is okay if I use their music or not. That's something I should have checked before, but also check out Sapphire's YouTube channel, cause is real good. She's got amazing voice. Oh my gosh, it's so good, man. Anyway, I'm back. You guys stretched your legs and did what you had to do. I should have taken a sip of water before I unmuted my mic, but I didn't. So here we are. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I did get arm pain, but arm pain is kind of common when it comes to vaccine shots or just any shot, I think. So you can do it now. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I expected to have arm pain. So I got it in my dominant arm, so it. Yeah, the water. Yeah, no. No, I know what you mean. I got the shot in my dominant arm just so that I could, like, move it around and whatnot. So, and plus, I typically sleep better on my left side. So, I didn't expect it to be too much of an issue to get it on my right arm. Anyway. This besides the point. Let's hop back into some Genshin, shall we? You're braver than I? Well, that's the thing. They mention, or at least I have heard a lot of doctors recommend you get a shot in your dominant arm. Like, it's gonna suck pain-wise, for sure, but you actually recover faster because, you're moving your arm around a lot. So that's part of the reason why I got it in my right arm. Like, it hurts, but, like, it's doing okay. So. And, like, the longer you keep it still, the more it's going to hurt when you do actually move it. So that's part of the reason why they recommend you get it in your dominant arm. But the person who gave me my shot at the place was actually someone that I grew up with in my hometown. Like, not like in my same age range. She was in my mom's age range. But she got her shot in her left arm because she sleeps on her left side. No. She sleeps on her right side. So she wanted to be able to sleep. And that's also valid. But for me, I'm okay getting it in my dominant arm because I sleep on my left side. And I want to recover faster. So yeah, anyway. I can't wait to claim all those Primo Gem achievements. Okay, so we gotta go to the church.
A huge statue. A grandiose cathedral. The people of Mondstadt clearly spent a great deal of resources and energy to construct them. But how aware of this was the animal archon on receiving this gift? And how much did he give back in return?
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though, does it?
As long as the gods have a clear conscience about it all, there's nothing I can say about it.
Your Conria showing Dainsleif. Just saying.
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral! Don't say anything bad about the animal archon! And actually, the animal archon is... never mind!
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral. I'll leave you two to mingle with the sisters.
No worries.
Huh?
But... aren't you... No, he wouldn't be curious. We did everything together.
You are the honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs with their utmost trust. Having me tag along would only make them suspicious.
You don't think you'll be popular among the sisters? You already seem to be kind of a negative Nancy when it comes to it. Your Conria is showing.
Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the church at any time. When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, the result is never pretty. I have never received the favor of the gods in the past. I don't see any reason I would need it now, or in the future either. That's enough about that. While we've been chit-chatting, the Abyss Order continues to act.
Okay, then we'll just go in ourselves and ask around.
Yeah.
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the defiled statue inside the cathedral.
Oh.
The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue. But if they rashly tried anything against the Abyss Order, it would only ruin whatever element of surprise we may have.
Ah, I could chit chat with you all day, Dane. Honestly, same. Hey, Dainsleif. We could talk literally all day. Literally all day. I wouldn't mind. We can do it. You have a bunch of lore in your noggin. You can tell me it. But granted, you probably won't tell me it in until 7 years later. So, you know.
Also, meddling in the affairs of the Abyss usually doesn't end well for anyone.
It's true. Also, what did you say about talking smack to the Animo Archon? Huh, Dainsleif? Huh? Dainsleif? I'm right here. What did you say? Say it to my face, sir. The pop.
Go into the cathedral and ask around. I'll be waiting out here.
Say it to my face. Alright, fine. Man. It's gonna be so sad knowing that I'm not gonna be able to pull. I don't know if you're gonna be a playable character. We're gonna have to get another element. The element of no vision, but cool powers and whatnot. When that element comes out, then we'll be able to maybe get your banner. But I imagine that's not for a while. Anyway. Hello, everyone. Gosh, I love. Look at the stained glass and the sparkles. This area's so nice. Barbara, I see you're doing your pose that you do when looking at artifacts, except your eyes are open. What's up?
Honorary Knight. Hi, how have you been? Do you need anything today? But I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre to Hermel again, we cannot oblige.
Oh, no worries.
It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion.
That's good.
Oh, we're here to ask some questions about something. Barbara, have you heard about the first field tiller? What's that? Field tiller.
I need lore today.
What does it do?
Big mood.
Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next question. Has the church ever lost a statue of the Seven? Huh?
What?
You're here to ask about that old story?
Wait, what?
Well, I didn't expect that. That was such a long time ago, barely anyone mentions it nowadays.
I legit didn't think that question would more yield an answer. Wait, you can... What? 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 How did... Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Continue, Barbara.
A long time ago, there was indeed one statue of the Seven that disappeared one night without a trace. Nearly every member of the church joined the search for it, but it was never found. In the church's records, as you might assume, this incident has been called the Lost Statue of the Seven. Of course! Of course? Nothing? So do you have any other clues? Paimon means any other strange stories?
Never change, Paimon. Never change. Always so honest with your dealings. One day that's gonna literally come and bite us in the butt, but for now, never change, Paimon. You precious little being.
Sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we saw just yet. Like Dane said outside, it's for your own good. Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's records. Oh, the Tyrant's Final Fury? No, that's from another time. Probably unrelated. The Tyrant's Final Fury?
Wrong clue.
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed Old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terror's lair.
Yeah?
Many, many years ago, There was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached Old Mondstadt. Balls of fire raining from the sky? How terrifying! People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms, so they referred to it as the tyrant's final fury. This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. It just gradually ceased on its own.
It's probably not related to... I forget who was in charge. Not in charge, but who was controlling Mondstadt at the time. Decorabian, possibly? Might not have been them. Not sure. Anyway, it's not necessarily related to the tyrant.
Right. Later, the theory of the tyrant's final fury became less probable in the eyes of the church. Common reasoning dictates that the god of storms wouldn't shoot fireballs.
I mean, yeah.
Perhaps it was something else that caused the disaster. Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the Seven, but I just can't think of any other strange incidents that might be. It's okay. Thanks anyway.
There's that pointless word, thank you, again. I can never get used to hearing it.
Hey.
Oh, Rosaria, it's you.
It's you! The person that makes every chat go super horny. Hello, Rosaria.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror incident?
Wasn't that the Abyss Order? They're at it again?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among the wolves. Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? As for what purpose, I can't say for certain.
I will say, like, she might be the least favorite character so far. Yeah. I didn't like Rosaria a lot until I, like, learned a little bit about her backstory. And I think she's okay. But, I've lost my train of thought. I think she's okay now. I don't know who my least favorite character is, if I'm honest. I haven't really had the time to sit down and think that. I love a lot of the characters, though. I hate her look, but after learning about her backstory and playing her, she's really fun to play and like her more now. Still hate her sexy nun look. Yeah, no, I get that. Still meeting all of them. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Anyway. Wolvendom. Oh, I guess that's one thing I forgot to mention. No. That was on stream. When I got Razor, that was on stream. Yeah.
Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a move myself.
Then I will go as well.
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the clergy.
But you're also a member of the clergy.
Don't worry, I'll go and help.
Right. We'll go give Master Jean a hand.
Like some parts of her decide the nun motif kills anything it's going for. Nah, I can get that. Yeah, I won't spoil Rosaria's backstory, but yeah, don't like the sexy nun look, as it were. It's cute.
Oh, okay. If the honorary knight will be there, then...
This is such a safe space for talking about Rosaria. Holy crap. In other Twitch chats, we would be banned. Just realized. Anyway, y'all are safe here.
But please, everyone, be careful. May the animal archon protect you all.
Are we gonna tuck Dainsley? Largely against overly sexy looks in general. Yeah, there's actually a lot of people that I know that are like that. I'm like... whatever about it. I don't think I really care, personally, but... Anyway, it's a gacha game. Sexy looks are kind of the norm. Anime gacha, I should say. Because you gotta make your characters look pretty, otherwise no one will want to pull for them. She really that much of a problem with dudes? Don't look in any Genshin stream. Don't look at any Genshin stream, that's what I will say. Hey, Dins.
I see. Has the Abyss Order already launched a new operation?
Mayhaps.
This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue. We should go as well.
But what is the Abyss Order going to Wolvendom for anyway? Are they looking to do the same as they did with Dvalin? Not again!
No, that's not likely. Unlike Osile, who was just suppressed, Andreas died long ago. Today, it is just his spirit that stands guard over Wolvendom. The Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andreas in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo Archon's old companions.
Wolf! We go to Wolf! I should probably take Venti out. Are they talking about the wolf boss? Andreas? Yeah, that's the wolf boss. I should probably take Venti out if we're going to Wolf. Actually, do I have to... Frick.
Let's investigate this further.
Should I switch out Xiao? I don't know if I'm going to be fighting Wolf or not, but should I switch out Xiao because he's Animo? Or... So many high-level characters are beautiful. Wrong way. Yeah, I will say, I recommend focusing on, depending on how far you are, if you are going to do Spiral Abyss, at least pick out like 8 characters that work together really well, and focus on them for the time being. And you can level up other characters if you need be, but 8 minimum. I have a lot of characters for Spiral Abyss. You want battle help? I just want to know... I just want an idea on, like...
Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now.
I just want an idea if, like, there's certain characters I should avoid being.
By royal decree.
I would keep your current team? Okay. Sounds good.
Useless.
Shake an ass, sir. Can't handle your drink.
Moment of birth.
Ah, balls. Oh, cool. Still got him. Fischl's very useful. She's my only Electro character I have built, but she's still one that I have been using to this day. Like, I got her from a free event that happened a long time ago. The Shooting Star events. That was back in 1.1, I think? The 1.1 update? Used her ever since, pretty much.
Whew. There sure are a lot of enemies around here.
The closer we get to the target, the more enemies there are. Fits the Abyss Order's style.
We gotta find Lupus Boreas.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm not going any further.
Huh? Why not? Is it because you're afraid of fluffy animals?
I just want to see Dainsleif be scared of fluffy animals now. Just like a bunny hops over to him and he's like... Haven't built any other Electro character. Haven't used any because she's so good. She is really good. Although I will say, like the other Electro characters, Beto is a really good Electro character. Her shield and counter is really strong. And Razor's a great DPS. So, other Electro characters are good. I thought about building Beto just because I needed another Electro, but for now it's just Fischl. Has the Tangle reaction where Rapunzel just jumps on Flynn. Yes! Exactly. Except he does that to Lumine. Just like this smaller girl. Ugh. I love it. Anyway. That's probably not it. Just
Has nothing to do with wolves. It's because Boreas was an ancient god, yet he willingly became a servant of the Seven. I cannot possibly agree with his actions. I don't desire any interaction with him.
Okay, so that's basically confirmation that there were ancient gods, and that the ancient gods and the archons are, like, different, if that makes sense. Okay.
Besides, you're the one people like. I'm less likable.
You really despise the Seven, huh?
There's nothing special about gods anyway.
Your Conria showing.
It's just my opinion, but a word of advice. Always be on your guard when around gods. You shouldn't place too much trust in them. But at the same time, don't go too far in the opposite direction. Don't go trying to overthrow them or hunt them down, even if the god in question is your sworn enemy.
You speaking from experience, Dane? I don't know, mayhaps when you guys were trying to overthrow the gods. I don't know, I'm just saying.
Don't trust them and don't hunt them. That's some awkward advice. Does Dane hate the Seven, or is he protecting them?
Why is your opinion so contradictory?
Lest I repeat the failings of my forebears.
Your Conria showing. Your Conria showing.
I will tell you one final fact.
Huh? What fact?
The destruction of the nation of Conria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the Seven. Well, enough chit-chat. We should get back to business. I will go take care of the remaining Abyss Order members in the area. Try and keep your visit with Boreas brief. Afterward, let's meet at the entrance to Wolvendom.
Up, there he goes. What a strange man.
I kind of see where he's coming from.
Yeah, that's true. You also keep your guard up against unfamiliar gods. At the Rite of Dissension in Liyue, your decision was very similar to what Dane would do.
I love this strange man. Same. When there's a lack of trust, it's best to just avoid the situation entirely.
Not the easiest situation.
No.
Honorary Knight. Paimon, what are you two doing here?
Hey. Sorry, y'all. I love Jean.
Oh, Master Jean! So glad we found you.
Listen, I love Jean. I've missed her so much. Like, I know I saw her during the... I saw her during the Windbloom event, but like, I love her. You've been loving my Jean so much lately. You got Jean? Holy cow! I keep forgetting people are so much more luckier than I am. Dude, Jean's great.
Rosaria told us that you came here to fight the Abyss Order, so we came to help.
Yeah!
Then your help is greatly appreciated. The Abyss Order's sudden offensive is very strange. They have surrounded Wolvendom. I am preparing to send out some knights to fight back. I just scouted out all of Wolvendom, but I did not see you. Rosaria told me that the Abyss Order is going after Boreas. But the Abyss Order and Boreas... What is the connection between them?
They just like to cause trouble. Do they really need a reason? The Abyss Order already went after Dvalin. It's not too surprising that they would also go after another one of the Animal Archon's buddies.
That is true. Regardless, whether the reason behind the present threat is clear or not, I will handle the situation. Honorary Knight, please go and check if Lupus Boreas is in any danger.
You got it.
This god's spirit... He does not often see people, but I hear that you have met him before. Maybe it is best that you are also the one to meet him this time. Okay, be careful. Thank you for your help, Honorary Knight of Favonius.
No problem, Jean. I love you. She's the last character I got, made her one of my mains. Yeah, no, she's great. She's really good. I love that she's so... Jean is so versatile with her kit as well. Like, you can put her as full support, but you can also, like, make her a main DPS and a tank at that. Because she can continually heal herself with attacks. I'm running mine as, like, a support, but... It's... Yeah, when I got her and I did some research onto, like, what kind of build I should make for her, I was genuinely shocked on, like, how versatile Jean is. Because typically, when you do some research on, like, how to build characters, there's, like, very specific, like, ways, you know? But Jean was like, yeah, do whatever. It was amazing. Ugh, I love Jean. Still don't understand how artifacts work? It's okay. Artifacts are very confusing. It took me a very long time to find out. If you ever have questions, I can give some advice. I know, at this point, I feel like I know artifacts really well, but they are hard. Yeah, it takes a while to get it. Oh, wait, hold the phone, hold the phone, hold the phone, hold the phone!
Over there, it's Razor!
Hello!
The Abyss Herald!
There's a lot going on here.
You, not welcome here.
Ooh, this pose, though. Look at this.
So, the wolf's wretched spirit likes to raise wild pups now. You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly dulled since your days of godly glory. If you serve us, we can restore your divine powers you once held in the past. Lies. Lies.
What the heck is this ceremony? He looks like he's in a lot of pain. Oh no, is this the same thing they did to corrupt Dvalin's mind?
Wolves never surrender. But this can't go on.
Time for another round with the Abyss Herald.
No matter how many times you resist us, your efforts are all in vain.
It's so good to see you again, sir. Also, Luke, just feel free to send me like a message with any questions you have about artifacts. I have a lot of good knowledge off the top of my head. I played this game a little bit too much.
Come into being. Feel this ancient power.
Hold on a sec, this Herald. I want to get rid of these guys first.
Hamster!
Oh, you're right there. Hello. Oh, he got me.
By royal decree!
All right, you and me now.
Look at you, Bootown! Midnight bitch!
Moment of birth. Evil conquering. Here.
Oh, you're almost dead. Oh, you have a shield up now. Okay, I shouldn't have gotten rid of my burst. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hamster!
No rest for the.
Oh, I missed. Hey, mammy, bro. Oh, you did it again. Okay. He had to put up a shield last minute. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Worse things have happened.
Come into being. Useless.
Woo!
By royal decree!
Come on.
Look at you, Bootown!
Oh, did you see that? He froze in midair. Look at. He froze in midair. Oh, I can't see it anymore. Oh, that's unfortunate. He keeps freezing. Wait, no. Do it again. Oh, I gotta get my burst up. It's not gonna happen.
Burst forth.
Oz, reveal thyself!
Hey, no, get back in my circle. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Ow! Okay, fine. Gosh, I hope this guy comes back.
Where'd that come from?
I will fight this guy so much. He's so fun to fight right now. So used to using controller, seeing the keyboard prompts on screen look off. I actually switch back and forth between doing keyboard and mouse, to be honest. Whenever I want to like seriously battle or like stream and stuff, I do keyboard and mouse. So like whenever I do Spiral Abyss, it's keyboard and mouse. But on relaxing, controller.
The ceremony was interrupted. How fortunate for you.
Where was the first time we see him? You mean the Abyss Herald? He was mentioned in the Dainsleif's quest, but this is the first time we're seeing this Abyss Herald. So, he's a new enemy. And for now, he's exclusive to this quest. But it's pretty implied that he's going to be coming back later, and I'm excited for that day.
How does an old spirit have such determined will? No matter. This is but a small unforeseen variable. Our grand scheme will not be affected.
Interesting.
It disappeared again!
At least we stopped it this time.
Thank you. You came. Just in time.
Razor, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you, bud. You're a good boy.
Human Lupercal, I am ashamed that you must see me in my present state.
I love Razor so much. He's a good boy.
But still, the Abyss Herald underestimated my strength.
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial, but scary outsider, not respect trial rules. I too didn't see the trap.
Hey, it's okay, bud.
Wait, so you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to corrupt Lupus Boreas' mind, then lured him out under the pretense of challenging him in a trial?
It's not your fault, Razor.
Thank you. In the future, my claws must get sharper. You smelled danger and came here?
No, we heard about the danger. Paimon's nose doesn't even know what danger smells like. Besides coming to help, we actually have something to ask you about too. Excuse us, Mr. Wolf God. Do you know anything about the first field tiller?
I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. I know not what this field tiller is. Though there was indeed one human-made machine that I can never forget. It entered into my proving ground by accident, and I mistook it for a challenger. But it could not think, only fight. It was designed as a pure killing machine from top to bottom.
I don't know if this texture's friggin' out for anyone else, but on my screen it's jittering real bad.
I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks. Before it fell to the ground, it fled the proving ground.
Keep Pipers cannot get along.
By the sounds of it, it's possible that could have been the very first field tiller, right?
Could it spin? The most dreaded of moves. The spin move. The missiles are also really suck if you're like up close to it. Could he spin right around, baby? Right around? Listen, Lupus Boreas. Let me know if you heard it. Could it spin right round, baby? Right round like a record, baby. Do you know what a record is, Lupus Boreas? Do they have that in Tibet? Do they have records in Tibet? This is too much of a crisis. Did it shoot missiles?
Missiles? I do not know this strange word. As I said, I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans.
I think they have records. I'm not sure.
It could spin, leap high into the air, and even shoot fireballs. Although no match for a god, it was stronger than even many who wield visions.
Fireballs? Hey, didn't we hear this somewhere else recently as well?
Written records. I see what you did there.
Anyway, this pretty much proves that the first field tiller came to Mondstadt, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, that sounds like a rune guard.
It sounds like the first one was way stronger than the mass-produced ruin guards that came after. But in this story, it was damaged at the proving ground while fighting the Wolf of the North.
Don't know, but did we help?
Yes, you help, sweet baby boy.
Yes, you were a big help. Thanks. We need to keep investigating something super important. The Abyss Herald may have left, but the Abyss's forces are still attacking. You two be careful.
Yes, I smell More danger. Bigger danger.
Loves you so much, sweet baby boy. Yeah.
You too. Also, be careful.
Yeah, it feels like we're just scratching the surface on something big.
Well, that was some good intel. Quick, let's go tell Dane.
Oh yeah, we have to go back to the front. Oh, he's right by the teleport. How kind of him. Where is he? There you are. I can't... Ugh, he's so pretty, y'all.
Dane, there you are. Did you see Master Jean?
I saw her, but purposely avoided her. As both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, she naturally would have some reservations towards me. If I'm not careful, one day I may find myself becoming the object of one of her investigations.
I could honestly see that, and honestly, Jean, if you need help investigating Dainsleif, I am down to do it. It's a win-win. I learn more about Dainsleif, and I get to help Jean. Listen, best of both worlds. Anyway.
But back to the matter at hand. I defeated some of the Abyss forces, but wasn't able to gather any information. Did you have more success?
I see where your loyalty's like. Listen, I love Dane, but I love him, but I just want to know more.
Well then, we can more or less figure out where the first field tiller ended up.
Huh? Really? Just from the Lupus Boreas story?
Listen, don't call me out like this. I would also love to investigate what's under his shirt. Slowly and surely. Anyway. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, we'll focus on the story.
That information combined with
Getting
a more
called out by chat.
comprehensive analysis. For example, the old story you told me you heard in the cathedral.
Tyrant's Final Fury.
Exactly. The strange story told to you by that young sister, long mistaken to be a curse rained down by a deceased tyrant.
Barbin's the deaconess. Ancient. Ancient people of Mondstadt wouldn't have seen the fireballs for what they were.
Ah, Paimon gets it. So the Tyrant's Final Fury was really just missiles fired from the field tiller after it ran from Wolvendom. After it was damaged in the fight with the Wolf of the North, it must have wandered into the ruins of Old Mondstadt and stayed there. Then, whenever anyone got close, pew, pew, boom! It would fire a ton of missiles at them, until one day it finally broke down for good, and the fireballs stopped raining from the sky. Back then, the people of Mondstadt hadn't seen many ruin guards before, so they came to interpret it as the Tyrant's Final Fury.
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and comb the entire area.
No need.
What do you mean?
I remember.
Huh? You mean... Oh, Paimon remembers too! We saw that abandoned ruin guard sitting atop the tower when we went there before. Can't forget something like that.
Alright, off we go. Oh, it's right there. Dane's too sexy for a shirt. So sexy it hurts. Listen. Pretty much everyone can agree, I think, most everyone can agree that Dainsleif is attractive. Also, I just want to know what's under his shirt because he apparently has like a scar. Like a really intense scar. Not like specifically under his shirt, but like under the eye patch there's supposed to be some kind of scarring of like from his arm and whatnot. So like maybe that arm, like, I don't know, went under the shirt as well. I don't know. My reasons are purely for lore reasons. Purely lore reasons. Anyway, that looked like it was really loud. My bad.
This is it, right? Okay then, use your elemental sight to look for the eye. Ooh, so what did you see?
I will join you on the pure lore. Good. I'm so sorry, Dainsleif.
Huh? Nothing? Oh, but Paimon was so excited!
Wasn't that loud? Oh, good.
What's going on? Are you sure you did it right?
I just want to take the second to again say I love the music in Storm Terror's Lair, and we will continue.
This requires another method.
Nani?
Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it is not powered by the elements. Let me give it a try.
That explains. I think I accidentally skipped some dialogue again. You're using your arm!
And done.
I keep accidentally skipping dialogue. It makes me sad. I'm so sorry, y'all. But it explains why it wouldn't have any elements, because Conria didn't have an elemental archon over that area.
Wow! it's
Also, that eye is intense, but also I just had the thought. Okay, so hear me out. Conria doesn't seem to have anything with elements, right? I just remembered that when we are the Traveler and we didn't have an element ourselves, the background is like a gray color. What if, in the future, if we do happen to get an 8th element, right? What if that's the background that we're going to be getting for, I don't know, maybe some Conria folks? I don't know. Mayhaps. Anyway, just thinking out loud, just theorizing on something that won't come for a long time. Anyway, this eye is intense. It's kind of cool to actually see what these eyes look like.
The very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking all along. The eye of the first field tiller. All of the ruin guards today are just replicas of this machine. As the prototype, its combat capability was unrestricted.
prototype? Oh, Paimon doesn't know that word. Is it another ancient term from Conria?
So, this is something I saw. I'm so sorry I keep derailing the lore going on. But this is something I saw. Like, prototype, Paimon doesn't know that word. I saw an image, a reaction image of someone taking that image of Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles, and it has the caption of, like, me after several weeks trying to get billets from weekly bosses, and it's Mr. Incredible saying, "Me too, kid. Me too." I don't know the meaning of prototype because I never get the billets. Speaking of, I actually did get a polearm belay this week, so I actually, or not this week. Yeah, no, it was this week. So I actually have 2 polearm belays right now.
As the Abyss Order has surmised, if this eye is placed in the hands of the defiled statue, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the statue, there you have a mechanized god.
Oh, one that they
and
control,
this
probably.
newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
This is an extreme and dangerous operation.
Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
Dainsleif's not gonna like this. Hiding it would kind of work. I mean, it's as much as I love the Church of Favonius, they were able to get the lyre. I think it's better to hide it.
No. I'll guard it myself.
Huh?
You? Dane? You won't go and do anything crazy with it, will you?
My thoughts?
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure it does not fall into the wrong hands. No matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonius, well, you know I don't trust them.
Pretty much my thoughts.
Right.
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue.
I am letting Barwigan hear that. What do we do?
We can't have the church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves. As for what I mean by take care of it, naturally I mean to completely destroy it.
Destroy it? That's a statue of the Seven! As well as being a really important cultural relic, they're actually divine too! Well, good thing we didn't tell Barbara earlier. Otherwise she'd be going completely bonkers right now!
Yeah.
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after what belongs to them? Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the inverted statue. If we are lucky, we will also run into that Abyss Herald. I'll make sure it doesn't get away this time.
It's gotta go boom, boom, pew, pew. Only if you promise I fall into your hands. That's smooth. Well, yeah, it's gotta go pew, pew. Examine. Is this... Am I crazy? Is this Ruin Guard like the same size or bigger? Huh. Is it bigger? Well, I am a small character. I feel like it's slightly bigger. I could be wrong though. So I did, oh, yeah, Kimi? Look where it's looking. Eh. Oh. Oh. I see. I see. I see Celestia. Interesting. Very interesting. So I was looking at Celestia. It's the same size? Okay. I almost didn't see anything because I was like, it's just, it's looking at a cloud. And then I was like, oh, there it is. Okay, so we gotta take care of the statue. Also, I'm very curious to see how Dane plans to keep that eye hidden. Or what he's potentially planning. Listen, I think we can all agree that Dainsleif is the kind of character that seems like he's gonna be good and then, I don't know, may have another objective. What's Celestia? Oh, okay, so where is Celestia? Let's talk about Celestia while I look at Celestia. Okay. So, Celestia is like this heavenly body in Teyvat, right? Basically, that's the place where gods are supposedly supposed to reign and like live, and where they are supposed to be watching over like everyone in Teyvat. If I got my lore right, basically archons, well, I don't know if it's archons, but the gods can bestow visions upon people they deem worthy, right? Those with visions have the potential to become gods themselves and ascend to Celestia. We don't quite know what's going on with Celestia, or like what's up there, but Celestia is a heavenly body, pretty much.
Turning the unknown into the known.
So we just know that it is like the land of the gods, pretty much. And Celestia, that land that is just in the sky right now, is pretty much always visible in the sky. So yeah, that is. I think there's also a little bit more lore with Celestia, but that's what I remember off of the top of my head. Whee! All right, round 2. Wow. 2 Red Adventures experience and 2 Mystic Enchantment Ores and 10,000 Mora. We living like kings today. Alright, team, let's move out.
So after all that running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us. We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in. Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Teyvat. That or the stupidest. To get to that creepy statue,
We're going.
we just need to follow the path we used to escape last time. That should take us right to it.
I understand
That'll
now.
work. Let's go. And remember to be on your guard.
Okay, I understand the layout of this place. It's a loop. This is where... Okay, so I didn't realize this was the entrance when we fought the Abyss Herald. Gotcha. When we see each other, I need you to light me on everything that went over my head. Oh, there's a lot. There can be a lot of lore, man. And I've done like deep dives into like, cause like there's books you can read about the lore that's going on. Like on the surface level, like I know in the prologue it was very much like, hi, we're all people of Mondstadt, and here we go. There's an adventure. Oh no, there's a bad dragon. Like I know it seems like that, but when you actually like deep dive into it, there is actually a ton of lore when it comes to this game. Also, like the fact that it definitely is implying that there's a lot more going on, right? And the fact that this quest was our first on-screen death, pretty much, and we're only in the first arc of this game when there's going to supposedly be at least 7. Yeah. I think I owe you a few hours of listening to you. So yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, so there's actually a story preview on that was uploaded by Genshin Impact like a day before the game came out, that basically does like a story summary of like what all the different arcs are going to be and like what you can expect and some characters you can see in there. And basically there's 7 acts. We are currently in Act 1. So yeah, they want to make this game like 10 years long, which I'll be honest, a little ridiculous to make this game 10 years long. Like I get it, but oh my gosh, 10 years, man. That's a long time. Like, I'm down for the adventure, but oh my gosh, a 10-year-long adventure? I didn't realize I was getting into that. So that's why I've been teasing this whole time of me being like, man, I can't wait to go to Fontaine in like 6 years. It's because supposedly, and again, it's just a rumor, so we don't even know if it's true or not, but supposedly they are having a very long, planning story session, if that makes sense, for this game. Anyway. Genshin could probably, to be fair. Yeah, I hope the game doesn't go that long either. Like, I love this game, and I'm down to, like, have it be a game I kind of on and off play for the next, like, couple of years, but 10 years is a long time, man. Don't want to drag it out and, like, accidentally read it. That, too. It's gonna be hard to keep people's attentions for that long. Again, like, the whole 10-year thing is just a rumor. So we don't know if that's actually the case. But that's the current rumor going on. Well. Yeah, I'm not making that. We'll be in our late 30s. Yeah, exactly. Again, not that I have a problem, like, playing a game for a long time, but that is a very long time to be playing a game. So anyway, that's why, I messed up. That's why I always suggest, like, for long games like that, it's okay to take a break and play another game. Because this game will be updated for a very long time. It's okay to play other games and try out other experiences, especially if it's to keep your interest in this. Because I love this game, and I don't want to get, like, burned out on it that I don't come back to it, you know? So, if it's ever going on too long, take a break. Gameplay could become dated. Well, they might add updates to it, you know? Like, they have other games going on right now. Like, you might have seen commercials for a game called Honkai Impact. That's by MiHoYo as well. Oh, this could be bad. Rapido, that was close. And also, people have been playing World of Warcraft for a very long time, even though they had a ton of, like, combat changes. But anyway. Oh no! Bubble! Bubble Senpai! Oh, jeez. Some of y'all are so low. Here, have some food, y'all. Alright.
Looks like we're here. An eerie, lifeless, dark chamber. I understand the evil aura you were describing earlier.
I'm glad you're here now.
Oh, such a scary place.
Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue. The Abyss Herald. It's here.
It is? Oh.
You sense correctly.
Hello?
You are just as vexatious as ever, Dainsliff, enemy of the Abyss. I sense your soul is stained by terrible bloodshed, perhaps from your darkest nightmares. Unless... Oh, and something far more dangerous. You reek of a corruption familiar to me.
Is that related to his hand? Is his hand the corruption? Listen, I don't want to interrupt what's going on, but I'm just... Listen, is it okay if I whisper? You guys seem to have a serious conversation. Is it related to that?
Then we are the same. We're both dangerous. But dangers from outside of the Abyss Order must be caught and caged.
It is your words that forever reek of corruption. Time to silence you!
Woo! He raised his voice. Anyway.
Bow before the Abyss.
Coming to be.
Oh, it's so good to see you again, Mr. Abyss Herald.
Think you can bully me?
Useless.
Oh, we got Abyss Mages here.
Live.
How lovely. I need to keep track of my timers. I want to get rid of this guy, because he's a pain.
Witness my great undertaking.
Oz, reveal thyself.
Oh no, Bubble!
Coming to be.
Okay.
Midnight phantasmical.
Let's get a boost down here. Let's throw this down here again. Let's get some heals.
Boring.
Let's go first. Oh, did I dodge that? Oh, that was cool.
Here.
His markings are similar to the Herald. Yeah, I noticed that.
Worthless.
Also, maybe he's slowly transforming. Oh, I just saw that. Yeah, it's possible. It could be possible that Dainsleif is fighting a corruption that he's been dealing with for several years.
Moment of birth.
Oh, I missed that poorly.
Think you can bully me?
Oh, there's your shield.
Diana special.
Burst forth.
Are you having fun dancing over
No
there?
rest for the wicked.
Yeah,
As
let's
you
do
wish,
this.
me.
I'm not that ready yet.
Worthless.
I think you can bully me?
Coming to be. Witness my great undertaking.
Why'd you have to go out of my circle? Get back in this circle, man. You staying
No
here,
rest
dude?
for the wicked.
Shaken and stirred.
Live. Disappear. Here.
It's kind of a waste of a burst because it's not really doing much to his shield, but it's fine. At least it's something.
Here. Here. Useless.
Think you can bully me? Oz, reveal. Can't handle your drink.
Ooh, cutscene!
happy.
Ether!
Lumine.
I see you got all of the elements. Also, you still have your sword from the beginning, it looks like. Oh my gosh. Hey! I finally found you!
Wait! He just blocked an attack against the Abyss Herald. Your brother and the Abyss?
Lumine. Why are you with Dane?
Okay. Hold on. Ether, did you give Dainsleif the nickname Dane as well? Paimon gave the... How did you guys both manage to give the same nickname? Anyway, you're asking about Dane?
Uh-huh.
You've been separated for so long.
Your brother knows Dane?
Ether, we meet again.
What's going on here? Dane knows him too?
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my enemy.
Ether.
Wait, hold on a second.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to stop the Abyss. That man Dainsleif was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conria. 500 years ago, he failed to prevent the destruction of Conria. A curse of immortality was laid upon him, to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into the monsters of the Abyss.
You're saying Dane is from Conria? The same Conria that was destroyed 500 years ago?
I think we're skipping over the fact that the Abyss is Conria? Are Conria people? Well, there goes that hilly troll theory.
And you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss Order is not only related to Conria, but is actually the people of Conria themselves? And the whole thing about Dane being your enemy... Paimon's so confused.
Come with me, Ether. Let's go home.
Home. Yes, of course. Home is wherever we are together. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with Destiny will see no end.
Destiny?
Listen to me, Lumine. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, sister. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
Left. Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. At least we got some really useful information.
It's okay, Lumine. I'm not sad. Listen, Lumine, it's okay to be sad. In fact, here. We'll play It's Okay to Be Sad. Let me set the mood for a good song to help set the mood right now, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen. I knew that they were because of the trailer. Ugh. Yeah, no, but I am sorry. Fun fact, Baka Mitai has been such a meme in the Genshin community. Anyway. I'm sorry. I thought of the joke, and I have been sitting on it this whole time. But yeah, no, that's... Oh, wow, that cutscene. Oh, gosh. Look, give me a second. Give me... I'm sorry. It was probably super loud, too. But no, seriously, like... That cutscene made me think about a few things. I wonder... So, Ether has been through this world, right? I wonder if the world is on a time loop. If that makes sense. Until something is accomplished. Or, I could just, I don't know, be thinking of other stuff. Maybe, I don't know. But, like, Ether clearly has, or I guess I should say our sibling, because it's different depending on who you pick. Clearly has all the elements, right? Clearly has a lot of knowledge going on. Also, Dainsleif, tell me how to freaking run that fast, dude. Because, like, I don't know if it's a time loop, but it has to be connected to the fact that back in the Shooting Stars event, right? Scaramouche said that, like, the sky is a lie. And so far, the only way I could think of it as being a lie is if, like, it's a lie because it's not current? I don't know. Anyway. There's stuff going on, basically. And Dainsleif is gone, and chances are we probably won't see him for, like, 5 years. Gosh, I hope it's not that long until we see Dainsleif again. I hope we see him again. But it probably won't be for a while. Because he's a very important character. It seems. Anyway. There is hope.
That's right! At least now, as well as the Seven, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right?
Once we get to Inazumo, we should keep that in mind and just look for more clues. I think it was when they were trying to find us in the comet, so maybe, probably not a time loop, maybe. Okay.
That's right! By the way, what they said just now is all pretty confusing. Did you understand it at all?
As much as I want to say I pretty much got it, I'm wondering if this can help. Let's do a recap. I was focused too much on my brother to really listen carefully.
Oh, well then, let's go over it again. First off, that Abyss Herald called your brother Prince.
Yes, which is something we as a
Seems
player
like
know.
Your brother is leading the Abyss Order.
Yes.
Even the Abyss Herald answers to him. Still, we don't know for sure if he's the highest ranking leader in the organization.
There's some truth to that.
Also, your brother said that he wants to engulf the thrones and go to war with destiny. What the heck does that mean? Could it be he wants to destroy the Seven and the Seven Nations? Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after their nation was destroyed. This story is just plain terrifying.
What I'm wondering, so it's clear the Abyss Order is like wanting to go against like Celestia, pretty much, right? I'm wondering how this all relates to the Fatui and the Harbingers. Because my current thought is I'm wondering if they have like similar goals right now. Because when we got to Liyue, we were basically doing a lot of stuff with Fatui, and the Abyss Order didn't really mess with us. So I'm wondering if like us doing stuff with the Abyss Order, not the Abyss Order, the Fatui and the Harbingers kind of coincides with their plans. Anyway.
And Dane is from Conria too! He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago! But He didn't turn into a monster, and now he's fighting the Abyss Order.
I mean, he might be getting close to turning into a monster, though.
So that's why your brother said that Dane is his enemy, right?
Also, pretty much that whole interaction kind of confirmed that our sibling and Dane may have traveled together. It seems like that was pretty good confirmation there.
But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all those years ago, then why is he enemies with the Abyss Order now? Also, how come after all this time we've spent searching for your brother, it turns out he's on the side of the Abyss? What's up with that?
Thinking about it over and over will solve nothing, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we can come up with theories, but at the end of the day, if we overthink it, then we're just gonna get nowhere. It's good to have theories, but it's good not to overthink them.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, I'll talk it after the cutscene.
Then we can't let ourselves get down about it now. Our journey's not over yet. Let's get a move on. Time to leave this terrible dark place and get back to the surface where the sun shines bright. If your brother wants you to reach the end of your journey, show him what you're made of.
Heck yeah.
Come on, traveler. Let's go.
Aw, the handout! Oh, that's so cute. I heard a chest. There it is. So, what my mind goes to is, right now, is, Kaya. Because I'm pretty sure everyone knows he came from a faraway kingdom of some sort, and a lot of people theorize that that's Conria, right? Something interesting I found out about it. So during the Windbloom Festival, Kaya went up to Venti and was like, hey, I want to, like, learn how to make love poems. You know, that whole shebang, right? And I was sitting there the whole time like, is he going to, like, write a threat? Is he going to try to warn Venti about something? Anyway, his poem basically had, it was like, Mi Mhuyi means I love you in the language of the Hilly Churls. And I was like, that's a little weird. But apparently some fans dug into that and found out that what Kaya wrote did not mean I love you. It meant I triumph over you. So that's interesting. It's also interesting, but it seems, here's the thing about Kaya. Even if he is from Conria, it seems like, I don't think he's necessarily bad, if that makes sense. Because he was recognized by an archon. Yeah, he is from Conria? Yeah, okay. I don't think he was recognized by an archon or the gods, and that's how he got his vision, right? So I don't think he's necessarily, like, full on in the Conria beliefs, and it seems like he chose Mondstadt in the end, but it's possible that there's some things he can't let go. I don't know. Also, it's interesting that the lights are going into that. Like, you know, if these are actually like fire on the inside, it's interesting that the elements are being corrupted and going to that. If that is what is happening. Dang. Look at all those spikes. Oh, hey. The dead body's gone. Someone cleaned up. Well, I guess we'll head out. Plus, we might come back there later. We didn't really do anything to that statue, but let's pretend that we did. Let's pretend that we destroyed it. And that totally won't come and bite us in the butt in, like, Act 3 or whatever. Oh, hello.
Coming to be.
So, that was a fun story quest. I quite like that.
Useless.
All right. 6 months later, and we'll get another story quest, right, guys? I know that probably won't happen, but man, it's kind of weird to think that the story went so long without an update. Ooh, rocks. Wait. we can have my full Animo team again. Come here, y'all. Yeah, that was interesting. I guess I'll ask if there's anything you guys want to talk about what happened in that quest. If there's not much, or if you guys kind of understood what my thoughts are on that. I liked it a lot. I liked that quest a lot. It feels like also that was stuff that we should have gotten later, if that makes sense. They really just were like, eh, here's this information. It's like, oh, okay. I don't really see how a lot of people were saying, like, this changes everything. It just adds another layer, basically. It does feel like we should have gotten it later. Like, I'm okay getting it now, but I'm like, man, what else are they gonna be throwing our way? If this is, like, the earliest of plot twists, you know? Because, I mean, I guess the player knew this whole time that our sibling was in the Abyss Order and was the prince/princess or whatever, right? So it's kind of nice that we get that out of the way, you know? Because we knew about that in the prologue. Also, this area is just gorgeous. Look at that. But yeah, we got some info about Fontaine. In this, a little. They got thief. There was a grand thief in Fontaine. Well, they're dead now. Got to learn a little bit more about the treasure hoarders. And a lot about the Abyss Order, which I'm kind of glad about. Because when it was first presented, the Abyss Order seemed like it was like, oh, these are like some side enemies, and then the Harbingers are going to be the big bad guys. But now the game's like, no, they're still a big deal, which I'm kind of glad for. For a time, it felt like the Abyss Hoarder was like part of the team, was like a Team Rocket kind of deal. I didn't know they were part of the Abyss Order. I missed that. Yeah, in the prologue, there's a moment where I think we're going to Storm Terror's lair, and we see like our sibling, and then an Abyss comes up and it basically tells the sibling like, hey, our plans have been ruined, my prince or princess, but other things are still in motion. And the sibling didn't talk in that scene, but yeah, it was very quick. But yeah, we did see an Abyss Order being like, hey, they're dealing with what we did to Dvalin, which kind of sucks, but hey, everything else is working.
Absorption test. Animo test 6308. Swirl. Mark. Let's play.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see what this little guy that I'm playing right now, Venti, and he probably would not want to talk about what happened back then. Again, I'm still under the theory that they felt like they didn't necessarily have a choice in the matter. But who knows? But all of this makes me a little concerned for, if I'm honest, not Venti, but Zhongli. I won't go into details, but tomorrow there is going to be a 1.5 live stream where the voice actors will be able to go over some new things that we'll be able to expect in a new update that is coming out at the end of the month. And one of the things that was seen is that it looks like Zhongli and another character whose name we don't know of, especially if you haven't looked at leaks. We know nothing about this new blue-haired character. Zhongli seems to be getting a rerun of sorts. And when Venti got a rerun, you know, here, he had a festival, an integral part of what was going on. Zhongli's getting a rerun, which makes me concerned that we are going to maybe talk to Zhongli about some stuff, if they decide to progress the story in that way. I'm not gonna talk about leaks. We know nothing about leaks. But it's because Zhongli is getting a rerun, we can expect that there's going to be something with him. Although, I guess we didn't really get anything with Child. Although Child is technically a villain, right? So I guess it coincides with the fact that we got a story quest where we learned more about our villains. So I guess there's that. But yeah, we got a Venti rerun, and then we had a whole festival with Venti. So I feel like we're gonna get something with Zhongli, right? Anyway, yeah, we know nothing about the supposed things that they're gonna be showing off in the live stream. Nope, not at all. I highly suggest, if you are curious on seeing what is coming in the 1.5 live stream that I know nothing about, and honestly, I don't know anything. We don't know what they're planning. Yeah, they're gonna be streaming it on YouTube. I believe there's going to be an English live stream. If you subscribe to the Genshin Impact YouTube channel, they can usually tell you when it's going to be premiering. While I'm doing this, I'll go grab some artifacts. But yeah, if you go to subscribe to the Genshin YouTube, the English version of the live stream, I think it's going to come out, if I have my math right, 10 tomorrow? I don't know if it's 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. I think it's 10 a.m. Well, my time. 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what I believe it is. But yeah, they'll be going over new live stream stuff. Typically in the live streams, they also go over like what banners are going to be dropping and what events you'll be able to expect in the live stream, and quality of life updates. They go over all that stuff in the live streams, and it's very nice to know. But yeah, that's gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. So I'm definitely gonna be tuning in because I love looking at that and also like preparing, you know? But yeah, it seems like we are going to be getting a new character, so definitely check it out. She looks very pretty. Very pretty. When we all saw her little chibi cough. When we all saw her chibi, a lot of us said, "Man, I want her to step on me." So yeah, please check her out. She is so pretty, man. I'm just kind of wandering at this point. Yeah, I loved that quest. Again, I feel like a lot of the things I saw was like very clickbait of like, this changes everything. I don't think it changes everything, but I definitely think it adds a new depth that we may not have previously thought about. Heal me, please. Thank you, me. Look at that. An actual statue. And now I'm going back to having no quests. I still got these quests I need to do. Especially, maybe I should get around to doing this one soon, since it seems like Zhongli is going to have a part in next update. Oh, I forgot. I can claim these. I keep forgetting I can claim these. I also want to get back and do some of Chongyun's events, you know? Because these are so fun. And I wanna do stuff with my sweet baby boy. We gotta talk to our rock dad. Yeah, we gotta talk to Zhongli the Rock Johnson again. I don't know if I've said that. So, I made a joke a long time ago about Zhongli because everyone kept calling him Rock Dad, right? And at one point, I was on a joke. I was like, oh, look, I was thinking of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, right? So when I saw Zhongli, I was like, oh, look, it's Zhongli the Rock Johnson. Anyway, Rock Daddy. Also, I want to call Ruin Guards field tillers forever now. Let's go find a field tiller. Except it's kind of hard to say. Ruin Guards flow a little bit better. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. It's almost been 3 hours, y'all. I do think that's where I am going to call it, though. This was fun. This was fun. Ugh, we needed another story quest, and I'm so glad we got it. It's so good. It's really good. I am excited to see where the story was going. I wasn't too sure because I was seeing a bunch of reactions and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to have the same reactions, but no, this definitely helped continue to spark interest.
The world is full of lost ballads just waiting to be rediscovered.
Heck yeah, it is, Venti. Yeah, no, this was so fun. Get the achievements! Oh my gosh. Whoa! Yes! Oh, Primo Gems. It's amazing. Ooh, 244 achievements! Heck yeah! But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and thank you guys for stopping by and watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had fun too. And I hope it was entertaining. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say. I just appreciate your guys' company. Thank you. It means a lot to sit and chat about the game and discuss lore and talk about lore. Because again, a lot of the Genshin, not a lot, but several of the Genshin streamers that I watch, a lot of them skip the lore and the plot, and it makes me sad because we get cutscenes like this and it's like, whoa, wait, what's going on? Like, highly recommend checking it out. No, don't worry about missing the first bit. You are totally fine. I'm just glad you're here anyway. That's all that matters. Real life happens. Anyway, just again, thank you guys for stopping by. Super appreciated, and I hope you guys have a great evening. All right? Take care.